All right, welcome guys. We're here, episode 1 of this new series. I'm not sure what episode it's gonna be. No, season it's gonna be numbered, or if it's gonna be numbered a season. But it's just kind of a small little kind of episodic thing we're gonna start doing in the Men and Prophets. Mostly just me on my free time, but sometimes Ben, I believe, and whoever else wants to join. But basically for this, we're gonna read through the whole Bible. It's mostly for beginners like myself. I haven't read through the whole Bible, so this helps me to do that, because a lot of the times when I read it over to myself, it's probably true for most people as well, it's hard to comprehend and remember what you're saying, or sorry, not saying, reading. So I don't know if it's the same for most people, but for me it is. So that's how we're gonna do it, and I'm excited to do this. If you guys, I'm gonna try to commentate as much as I can to add on stuff, but as you guys know, or as I said before, I am not very, knowledged. So I'm learning with you guys. So I guess I never really seen a podcast that's done this before. Someone who reads through the whole Bible, or does like a day in the year. Because I read Jack Graham, and he's very knowledgeable on everything that he does. And I get a little lost sometimes, because he spits some facts that I don't know about yet. So we're gonna do very beginner. Everyone says, "Oh, beginner," in this podcast. This is gonna be very beginner, because even if someone comes up to me in public right now, I can't answer any questions. I can barely answer any questions. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So let's start at the very Old Testament. Not very Old Testament, just regular Old Testament. We're going to start with Genesis 1:1, and it starts with the creation. Genesis 1:1 states, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness covered the surface of the watery depth, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness." He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. There was an evening, there was a morning. There was an evening and there was a morning one day. And then God said, "Let there be an expanse between the waters, separating the water from water." So God made the expanse, separated the water under the expanse from the water above the expanse. And it was so. God called the expanse sky. Evening came, and then morning the second day. So I would say, in the beginning, the opening verse of the Genesis creation can be taken as either a summary of the entire process of creation, or a description of the first event in creation. This event would have occurred sometime before the first day, and would have included the creation of matter, space, and time, of course. And let's see. So Genesis 1 through 11, which we haven't read all the way through yet, pretty much summarizes the world before Abraham. And Genesis 12 through 50 focuses on one main family. But God's creation and ordering of heaven and earth, that's pretty much what Genesis is. It's the book of Genesis opens with a majestic description of how God created the heavens and earth and put everything in order so that it might become his dwelling place. God assigns humanity to govern the other creatures on his behalf, so that the whole earth should become the temple of God, this place of presence displaying his glory. Let's continue. Then God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered onto one place, and let the dry land appear," and it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the gathering of the water he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and fruit trees on the earth, bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds." And it was so. The earth produced vegetation, seed-bearing plants according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw that that was good. Evening came, and then morning on the third day. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from night. They will serve as signs for seasons and for days and years. They will be lights in the expanse of the sky to provide light on the earth." And it was so. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule over the day, and the lesser light to rule over the night, as well as the stars. God placed them in the expanse of the sky to provide light on the earth, to rule the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. Evening came, and then morning, the fourth day. Let's see. So that was Genesis 1:9 through, what was that, 19, I believe, or 20, I guess. Let's see if I can explain some of this. So in God's third and final act of naming, God demonstrated his authority of all the earth, which is in 1:10. And in 1:11 through 13, in preparation for the introduction of animal and human life, God provided an abundant supply of food. The consistent biblical teaching is that like begets like, and like in parentheses establishes that principle for plant life, while 5 of the 6 days contain at least one act of creation evaluated as good. Only the 3rd and 6th days have the statement more than once. Let's see, 14 through 15. The events of day 4 sorry. This is the first episode. It's going to be rough, but okay. Genesis 1:14 through 15 state, the events of day 4 complement those of day 1, filling the day and night with finished forms of light. The various lights, or light-giving objects, were worshipped as gods in the cultures that surrounded ancient Israel. In Genesis, however, the sun, moon, and stars were portrayed as servants of God that would fulfill 3 roles: separating the newly created realms of day and night, marking time so that those who worshiped the Creator could keep their festivals in each of the seasons, and providing the light on the earth. 3 big ones: day and night, seasons, and light on the earth. Pretty simple. God's a genius. What can I say? Let's continue. Start on verse 20. And God said, let the waters swarm with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky. So God created the large sea creatures and every living creature that moves and swarms in the water according to their kinds. He also created every winged creature according to its kind, and God saw that it was good. God blessed them, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters of the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth. Evening came, and then the morning, the 5th day. So basically on the 4th day, Or sorry, that was the fifth day. What am I saying? On the fifth day, pretty much all the events complement those of day 2, filling in the newly formed heavenly domains above and the watery regions below. So it's pretty much explaining more of what God created, which is everything. Verse 24 says, "Then God said, let the earth produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that crawl, and the wildlife of the earth according to their kinds. And it was so. So God made the wildlife of the earth according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and the creatures that crawl on the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good." The reuse of the verb created emphasizes God's authority over the large 3 sea creatures. So God has authority over everything. So I like to use the word created to state that he has authority over everything, even the large sea creatures. The first of the 3 blessings the first of the 3 blessings. Where was I? What? Oh my gosh, I'm tripping. Sorry. The first of the 3 blessings God pronounced in the creation narrative occurred when God blessed the water, animal, and birds. The term living creatures is the same as it is translated living being. Yeah. And then the 6th day is for creating land creatures, including people. So let's start with that. Where was it? Yeah, creatures crawl. Okay, verse 26. Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. They will rule the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, the livestock, the whole earth, and the creatures that crawl on the earth. So God created man in his own image. He created him in the image of God. He created them, man and female. So yeah, living creatures includes, pretty much everything that's living, including people. The 3 groups of animals are domesticated, livestock, crawlers, and wild animals. So verse 26, God uses plural pronouns because he says, then God said, let us make man in our image according to our likeness. And that most people says is according to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which is 3 different sides. Yes, which is more than one. Obviously, there is more than one. I'm making game-breaking discoveries here, guys. So yeah, let's start with verse 28. That's what we're on, right? 28. Yeah. 27 is pretty. Yeah. 27 is pretty bland. Not bland. It's pretty self-explanatory. Sorry, that's the word I was trying to use. Yeah, God created man in his own image. He created him in the image of himself, and he created them male and female. Let's go to verse 28. God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, and subdue it. Rule the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, and every creature that crawls on the earth. It's pretty much saying that God rules everything, but man rule pretty much all the animals in the world. Man and women control all the animals in the world by ruling over them, gaining control of all the domestic animals that live upon the earth. So we as men need to rule the animal kingdom, guys. In verse 28, in this, the longest of the 5 blessings found in the account of creation, God gave humanity 5 different commands. Implicit in the first 3 commands is God's blessing on the institutions of marriage and the family. The final 2 commandments, to subdue the earth and rule the animal kingdom, expresses God's blessing on the use of planet's renewable and non-renewable natural resources, which we still do to this day, because God put them there for us. Okay, verse 29. God also said, "Look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant on the surface of the entire earth, and every tree whose fruit contains seed. This will be food for you, for all the wildlife of the earth, for every bird of the sky, and for every creature that crawls on the earth, everything having the breath of life in it. I have given every green plant for food," and it was so. 31. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good indeed. Evening came, and in the morning, 6th day. That was the 6th day. So in the 7th, final, and most elaborate use of the word good in the account of the 7 days of creation, that it adds very to good. So we see in verse 31, finally added, God finally added very good instead of good, because God finally saw all that he had made, and he realized that what he made is beautiful, and it is all that he wanted. So I think we'll stop there for now. It's a good first episode. We just read over Genesis 1, and I wanted to kind of state a introduction to the series. Hopefully we'll have more people on here. If not, it's whatever. I'll do it by myself. It's a good way for me to learn. But we'll put a bookmark in our books, guys, to make sure that when you come back next time, you got your Bible set to Genesis 2. Thank you guys for staying for the introduction. My name is Blake, and this is the Men and Prophets. Make sure you check out all of our other videos. As we got podcasts that drop once a week at 1 p.m. on Fridays, every Friday, except for this last Friday, because we had to transition into a new season, which is going to be amazing. This is going to be dropped after the new season, because we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to look forward to, guys, and that you guys need to look forward to, because it is all going to be amazing. Yeah, so make sure you check out all of our socials and pretty much everything. Every podcast is streaming site as well. So go check us out, and until next time.